Hello and welcome to the Veeam Community Recap. I think this is episode 153. I didn't check, but I'm pretty sure that's what's up. And whoa, we're back in normal circumstances. I think we're doing pretty good here. Good day, Madalina. How are you?
Hello, Rick, and hello, community. Yes, I was about to say this is the third week in a row, and we are in normal circumstances. Wow, what's happening? No trips for
I'm
anyone
trying to
else?
say no to travel, or at least be more intentional.
Okay,
Trust me, my wife and family very happy about that. Today's Valentine's Day, so she's appreciating that I'm home.
there you go. So that's actually good. But yeah, we are keeping us busy with the community and all the projects that we are working on. And talking about that, we have so much to discuss today. So
Yeah,
should we just start?
I, let's
Go
go
over all
because
that?
we'll blow
Okay.
our time allocation if we don't get started. And speaking of getting started, big welcome to Ali, VM Ali, one of our technical folk. I believe he's in Saudi. This is the first time we've called his name, and he's got a great topic about Linux.
Yes, that's correct. I think he's actually pretty new to the community as well, even though, but I mean, not that new. I think 2023 he joined it. But this is the first time, as you said it, that we are calling his name, and this is a great subject. Yeah, I was right, 2023. And yeah, as you can see, he's a principal solutions architect. You mentioned it right, Saudi Arabia as well. And this is good topic in here. He's talking about the pseudo access in Linux. And for the people that don't know what is the pseudo access, it's basically a pseudo command that allows you to run programs with the security privileges of another user, like a super user, right? And yeah, Ali brings a good point in here. I would assume that this is kind of a challenge in most companies, like the reluctance to grant open pseudo access. And I would like to ask our community if that's the case with you as well, because obviously the privilege access is always like like a challenge for the company. So I'm pretty sure most of you experience that as well within your companies. And then he goes over the pseudo commands required by Veeam backup and replication V12, not V12.1, and for the Veeam agent for Linux. And he shares it with us, sumo commands for the Veeam service account and the steps to assign the limited pseudo access to a user in Linux. Now, he's also asking, if you look up there, he's also kind of asking our community to contribute, as this list is subject to modification based on the community feedback. So that would be really helpful for Ali. So let's help Ali and make some suggestions, give some feedback. But overall, really, really great post in here.
Yeah, this is fantastic, Ali. And this is, for the viewers and the readers, this is right out of a conversation, likely with a big enterprise. And I've had these conversations with our customers and to our partners to take to our customers about deploying the Linux capabilities to the level of security that the enterprises want. So thank you so much for sharing that, Ali. Keep this type of good stuff coming. That is nice. All right. Whoa, this guy, what's his name? Jaberk. Oh, that guy. It's the notorious KGG talking Homelab with a two-parter. This one's a good one, eh, Maddie?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we haven't. I was thinking now, but we haven't had Jeff in the recap for a while because we used to mention him with his great posts almost every recap. But yeah, he took a break from that. But now he's coming back strong with two great. Well, it's actually one article, two parts. But we all only going to discuss the first one, and the second one we'll just let you go over it because that one is a really good part as well. But he's taking us through a demo on setting up K3s Kubernetes cluster, leveraging his existing Proxmax server, which resides, he says, on a powerful old workstation. And then with this Synology to give his lab a boost. That's what he says he's doing in here. And he says, well, there is a lot on Synology and all great things that you can do with that in your home. But then he says, like, let's just focus, how to engage it specifically with Kubernetes. I don't think there is a lot on that. So this is actually the great part in here. And yeah, I'm not going to go now over all the details, but Jeff is bringing here an interesting point that, that many people are looking for the lab alternatives now with the VMware saga and, they discontinued the ESX free version. And I would actually like, to ask the rest of the community, like, what are you replacing with? This, are you putting together a new home lab? What are your suggestions? If you have any, just let us know. If you have any other suggestions that are using Kubernetes as well, technology, just let us know. It would be very interesting to challenge what Jeff did in here.
So, Maddie, this is an incredible post, Jeff. And believe it or not, this is the first time I've ever even looked at Proxmox, and this is one of those that are coming up as a area of interest for those migrations. And so I'll tell everyone my story, and if I do this, I'm going to have to write it up. But my home lab, I migrated from VMware as well to Hyper-V. And believe it or not, I used Veeam to do that. Okay, so probably double reason why I should write that up. But Jeff, this is fantastic. I love what you're doing here because you're showing, like, this is actually pretty cool. Now I know why people are actually looking at Proxmox. I get it. I don't even need to go attend a class. I'll just read your post and go play with it in the lab. This is fantastic. And I see why you had to go 2 posts here. This is great. Looks like, most of it's in the browser. I see you using the Brave browser with, no VNC for console redirection there. So like I can quickly figure all this out. So thank you so much, Jeff. And then everyone also, we'll put a link into part 2 if we don't cover it next week. But this is a lot of stuff. You're fantastic. Thank you so much, Jeff. All right, number 3, we still see many tabs, but this is our third piece of featured content, is Zane, Alan Z206. I think, by the way, Zane, that's a play on your name, 206. Is that the area code? Like if I were to say area code 206, is that like the Seattle? Okay. Now
There you go.
I've figured it out. I love figuring out the usernames. But anyway, Zane, he's talking about using tags in the VRO, the Recovery Orchestrator product. Love seeing Orchestrator love in the community. This is a great post.
Absolutely. I think this is a really great contribution in the newest thematic group, VRO, Heroes Den. We mentioned it last week in the recap. And, we've been talking a lot about AWS tags. You remember in our other recaps. But I don't think we ever really discussed the vSphere tags with the Veeam Recovery Orchestrator. And now we actually have 2. If you're going to go search it in this group, there are like in 5 or a week, you have like 2 posts about this tag. So that's really amazing. I think it's just a little bit different perspective. Zane says in here, he says, tags are really important. They will improve the management organization of objects in a virtual infrastructure. And by using these tags with the Veeam Disaster Recovery Orchestrator, you get a tool that takes your disaster recovery strategy to the next level. And, I have to agree, and I'm sure many in here are going to agree. And then he takes us through a demo on how to utilize the vSphere tags with Veeam Recovery Orchestrator. Then there is another, as I said, there is this Tim Mayers talking about vSphere tags, and he looks from a different perspective. He says, he gives us examples actually on what type of tags we can use. And now my question to the community, obviously today I'm all about questions, as you can see. Are you using vSphere tags? Do you take advantage of all the benefits they bring to the table? Just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, so vSphere tags, are an incredible organizational construct for your VMware environment. You can do the same with System Center and Hyper-V, same in AWS and Azure. I remember distinctly, in fact, it's one of those up there in the wall in my room here of a session I did with Luca DeLoca, like 2014, 15, about really telling everyone to build their VMware backup and replication jobs based on tags. And again, it just it iterates through, and the orchestrator is building on it. So, um, you know, I'll tell you this, friends, we have a lot of plans for the orchestrator, and getting a good understanding of the basics right now is a good idea. So thank you, Zane. And that's a perfect segue to special department news by our own Telly One. That's Emily Tellez on the Veeam product strategy team. She is highlighting some training resources for the orchestrator. And this is really cool. And I am happy to get this live as well.
Yeah, some people, might just be like, hey guys, you are breaking the rule. This is not really. But we are not breaking. We are not going to go over this and comment a lot. We just wanted to highlight it and mention that this is really good as resources for like beginners with a VRO, or if you want to refresh your knowledge on that, this is a good start, like Emily is kind of putting all together. So yeah, we are not going to go into details, just mentioning it. That makes it a special department news. We are not breaking out the rule.
Well, especially if there's that curiosity.
Yeah.
How do you use it? I mean, we've showcased a couple of people walking through things, outcomes and specific configurations. But when you look at the library here, I mean, overview and components, deployment configurations, how to deploy it. This is great because a lot of times the content we see is that fourth tile, the fifth tile, really, but not the sixth and seventh, and not the first, second, and third. So, I think that this is an outstanding resource. Thank you, Emily Tellez, for carrying the flag on this product. Outstanding. All right. Speaking of people on the product strategy team, this guy, Backup Dave. This guy, he, my boss, our boss, talking about
the boss now,
yeah, talking about AI, and we've spoke to some analysts about AI recently, and Veeam's had an AI story for a number of years. And what's really powerful about the AI story at Veeam is that we're really putting it right in the hands of the users. And one kind of output of that is everybody's familiar with the AI assistant up here, but also the threat center, right? It's a great way to kind of pull all that knowledge together. And Jorge on the product management team, he's done an incredible job with this product. Jorge, rock on, keep it up. I love having this view of the threats and the clean stuff as well from your backup infrastructure. And really cool part here is that tomorrow, okay, we're recording on Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thursday night, I'll have this live, and Friday, big live. We're doing one of the Tech Bytes live streams on the Threat Center. So Kirsten's going to do like a live end-to-end deep dive demo of this. So that'll be an interesting one. We'll probably put a link in next week's recap just to kind of show that off. But we're not going to try to buzzwash you. Buzzword washing, buzzwash, is that a word? Let's go with it.
I don't know if that's a word. I don't know. But yeah, you always make up words, so I think you can get away with that.
I'm a firm believer in the Rickatron, Madalina.
There you go. But yeah, I tend to agree with that, whatever you said earlier, Rick. And like a few weeks ago, we actually discussed Shane's article on the hidden features v12.1, and we stopped at one specifically, the Veeam Assistant, Veeam AI Online Assistant, the chatbot that was implemented recently as well. And we had a lot of discussion around the AI, and how this subject has been the thing at all conferences in 2023, and is gonna be the thing from now on, I have a feeling. But I think what Dave said in there, in his post, there's a lot of truth that, AI and ML are not new to Veeam. as he said, like
Yeah.
there are over 5 years, we kind of embedded all that in our backup solutions. And then, of course, he gives all the examples, and that's a really great blog, right? From
From
Kirsten
Kirsten.
as well.
Yeah.
So glad that you're gonna do that tomorrow. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna join you for the Tech Bites, and it's gonna be an interesting conversation in there. So looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for it. And the one thing I want to highlight to people is that if you install Veeam 1 and you have the threat center and this number right here,
Mm-hmm.
what do those numbers mean? We're going to actually walk through that and show you how to bump your score up. So thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Kirsten. We've got more coming there. Speaking of thank yous, big thank you to 3 rock stars from Italy. We've translated this post because this event and this page are in Italian, but what's coming up next week for the VUG Italy?
So this is actually we were speaking a bit earlier, this is a bit different than the rest of the
Yeah.
VUG events that we have, because this is going to be a 2 hours event, and we have like each of the leaders are going to discuss a topic. And yeah, we mentioned the article that Marco posted the other week. I think it was
The mega
last week.
post on
Yeah, the
security,
mega
like,
post,
made
yes,
it a
on the
sticky. It was
security.
so good. Yeah.
Exactly. So he's going to discuss that more in detail on this VUG Italy. So that's going to be on the 22nd of February, which is Thursday. It shows for you 9 a.m. EST. So that's going to be 3 p.m. Italy time. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, and I hope more people are going to join it. It shows for you 22. Okay, mine probably is not updated because for me it shows 10. But yeah, I think it's gonna be great. So if you speak Italian, just join us.
What I really like about this one is that when we have the 3 VUG leaders here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I really like here is they're each bringing kind of their own expertise. I really love how Antonio DeAndrea and Marco are talking, overall cyber resilience with Marco going deep on his area of expertise, and then Marco F, and then Marco L talking about upgrading, right? It's really more than just Veeam. That's really cool,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the sign of a really healthy user group. Because yes, we use Veeam, but we use Veeam for all these other things, and some of those things are being, that we interact with, are being connected there. So thank you, Marco, on Antonio. So great stuff. Actually, they're all VUG leaders. I thought one of those would have been an SE. So no, this is like
No,
organic. This is great.
it's really organic. And they did, like last year, I think, on the one in person, they also had, like, each of them, they had presentation. That was amazing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, VUG Italy is pretty strong. We like that.
Grazie. This will be great. This will be great. All right. Next up is another very strong community, the Brazil community. And just letting everybody know that we have the kind of the data protection show overview that we had Julia and Thiago talk on about that. It was about 35 minutes, so a good
Mhm.
bite-sized chunk of content. It's up for replay. And we'll put that in the post, but just wanted to bring everyone's attention to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
it's basically they are presenting the educational tools that Thiago, together with Beth and Wesley and Joaquim, they kind of developed throughout the year. So they are presenting that VUG initiative. They called it VUG Brazil initiative, and it's all on YouTube. You're gonna be able to see the link if you're watching here. So yeah, it was a good conversation, a lot of community conversation. So I kind of like that. And it's the only one we actually have so far in a different language than English. So I think that can be a plus, like for the people that don't do well with English.
yeah, and I mean the closed caption, I can read Portuguese, right? But it's so funny. You've done this to me too, Madalina, because you speak several languages as well as Julia. It always throws me off when Julia flips into Spanish, Portuguese, or French from the English, because I'm like, oh, that's Julia, but like, oh, it's a whole different Julia, But you can do that too, so
I can
awesome.
do that too.
Yeah, awesome. And then it's kind of funny when you see me try to do my Spanish. So yeah.
Yeah, we
Awesome.
love that. We love that, Rick.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Thiago. All right. Now, this is a different thing that we want to highlight. These are, I guess, maybe start at the top. We go to community and we go to unanswered questions. And what's the opportunity here? This is interesting.
As you can see, it shows like we have 724 unanswered questions. I'm 100% sure that 99.99 out of these are all answered, but the reason why it shows that is because, people go ask the question, they get their answer, but they never go to mark best answer. Therefore, it shows like an unanswered question. And what we want to ask the community in here is actually, whenever they ask the question and they feel like they got a good answer, the answer that helps them resolve their issue, please just go and mark best answer. Maybe you can open one post and you give an example what that means, we can just do it live so people understand what we are trying to say. Let's see, can we just mark now the best answer in here? Take this one and see if we have a best answer.
I think what might be a better example, because I wanted to comment on that one, what might be a better example is if I just go to over here, we'll find a number of these topics that are, let's see here. It's funny because now I'm struggling to think of an example, but here, they have the check mark, right? That's the you'll get basically something like this will happen. It'll get pumped up to the top, and you'll get something will get special highlighted like this, right? So, and honestly, this is maybe a bad example because it said the problem went away. Okay, but nonetheless, a question, a discussion goes solved or gets best answer. So that's kind of like the best case scenario. But I'm gonna read in on this one and see if I can get. I can't like record, broadcast, think, technical, and type at the same time, Maddie. You're asking a lot from me, but I do want to add some stuff to this one. So maybe by the time we publish, I'll have a comment and mark it as best answer.
Yeah.
All right. So that special department, we're going to do who's new a little different. There's a lot of copy and paste for Sophia because we're steadily over 100 a week, which is great. But we're just going to highlight Alfred's pick. Let me know if that works for y'all. Buffalo Mac. And I want to ask you, Maddie, do you get what this means?
Buffalo Mac? I don't know. Is he from Buffalo?
Okay, that's one scenario. It could be Mac from Buffalo. And let us know, Buffalo Mac, if that's what's up. Or now, I know you're familiar with the American wonderful creation of mac and cheese, right?
Oh, okay.
One of the like American disgusting modifications of mac and cheese is to put, so like a chicken wing, like a buffalo wing. Put that hot sauce in mac and cheese.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like a spicy mac and cheese that is like, it's everything bad. It's a salt bomb, it's a butter bomb, but it's so good. Maybe that. I'm already thinking about lunch, so that's what comes to my mind. But anyways, welcome Buffalo Mac.
Let us know.
Yeah, is it like that's who you are and where you're from, or is that like your go-to lunch? Anyways, I might have ruined mac and cheese for millions of people worldwide with that explanation. Well, we don't quite get millions of viewers, but you know what I'm getting at.
We don't, but we do get more and more. Actually, I was checking our last week. It got only on the hub over 300 views, which is amazing.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
About 200. So we have like about 500 views already. This is amazing. And, also I was thinking now, because every single week we actually get plus 100 for sure. I was thinking when when we started together to do the recap, we used to have like plus 30, plus 40.
42,
And look at us
55.
now.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Well, the one thing I'll tell you is that some of the customer success team, as part of the customer onboarding, lets everyone know about the community hub, right? So it's a great resource there. And we're getting close to
Absolutely.
20,000 members. So I'm watching that one. So
That's great.
awesome.
I'm
Well,
looking
thank you,
forward to that.
Sophia, for the Who's New. Thank you, Maddie, for rocking out the content with me here today. I think I'm going to be here next week, believe it or not. So could it
4
be?
weeks in a row.
Could
Oh
it be?
my God.
Wow.
Who
Awesome.
are you, Rick? I don't know who you
Hey,
are.
I'm trying to just be more disciplined with my travel. I'm just trying to.
That's a good thing.
I mean, I got January. If I do 2 trips a month, I'm happy. That's good. No more than 2. And I had 2 in January, and I will have 2 in February. Last week, I had a Thursday, Friday trip. So even though I was here, I still had a trip, but really short, so I can handle that. So we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Thanks again, Maddie. This was a great episode. Everyone
Thank you,
have a
Rick.
great weekend, and we'll see you next week on episode 154, if this is indeed 153.